Hey, Midwest Parker here. I'm with Joey, my CPA, Enoch, my advisor. He communicates to me through his crystal. It's called Majetti. I believe that's what it's called. It goes straight to my brain. He tells me what to say in these videos so I don't screw up, because I screw up frequently. So my name's Dave. Who am I? I am a full-time RN, father, husband, part-time reseller, part-time YouTube content creator, and I make these videos to help people new to reselling. Even if you're not new, who cares? It's good information, and what I do is I tell you what I sold. Now that alone is not very valuable information, so I tell you what sold, obviously, where I sourced it, how much I paid for it, what it sold for, how it shipped, did I use promoted listings or a sales markdown, and would I recommend you buying it or would I buy it again? So that's what this video is. First item up is this hand-tooled leather belt and leather belt buckle. It's got like an image of a horse on it. So it is a metal buckle, but the surface or the front of it is hand-tooled leather. Really cool. Cost of goods $6. I got this from a high bid auction. And when you hear me say high bid auction, these are local pickup. I only search within 50 miles of my house. I never have anything shipped. I drive there and pick up my winnings so I don't have to pay shipping. So I can get some really cool deals. As a matter of fact, while we're talking about it, see this stack right here? This is this is a tray of shot glasses. I threw a bid on this of $4, and all the listing on high bid said was a bunch of shot glasses, and there were photos for sure. And I won. Nobody else bid on it. So I went and picked it up today, and I got it home, and I counted 55 shot glasses. You heard that right. There's 3 over here. You might not be able to see it behind my big fat shoulder. I won 55 for $4. So that comes out to 0.072 cents each. I'm going to call the cost of goods 7 cents a piece. If you don't know, vintage shot glasses sell pretty good. I'm going to call that a cost of goods of 7 cents a piece. That's pretty awesome. And if you don't know, vintage shot glasses, they sell really good. You want to avoid just the plain clear glass shot glasses. Those are a dime a dozen. You want the ones with funny jokes, or it says Hard Rock Cafe or Harley Davidson or whatever. Any kind of theme, anything that's different and odd will sell really good. Just go to eBay, search vintage shot glass, and then go to advanced search and look at sold. You'll see like 2,500 plus have sold in the last 90 days, which is really good. I have some items in my eBay store, just one-off weird, bizarre things. There's no solds, or there's only 2 or 3 solds. There's thousands of these things sold. Now, it's going to take me 2 or 3 years to sell 55, but hey, I don't care. They don't take up much room. Cost of goods, 7 cents a piece. Who cares? All right, going back to that leather belt. Sold for $19.95. I charged a flat $3 first class shipping. It went in a nice little 6x4x4 box with a little bit of bubble wrap, no big deal. Probably 10 or 11 ounces. Not promoted and not part of a sales markdown. And yes, if you can get it cheap, I would recommend buying this. Next is a little 6-inch black and white collector plate. I'm not going to butcher the name because it's a Dutch name, but you can see it here on the screen. Another high bid auction win. I've been selling these like crazy. Cost of goods 18 cents. I won this giant 30-gallon tote full, I think 63 dishes together. So anyways, doing the math, cost of goods is 18 cents. Another long tail item. It's going to take me years to sell, but I don't care. I think I listed this for $15.95 and I took a best offer of $13. I charged a flat $5 first class shipping and handling, and this was part of a promotion. It was a promoted listing at 2%. I said I don't care how long it takes to sell. I know I kind of fibbed a little bit. Would I recommend this? Probably not. Would I buy it again? Probably not. It's a giant 30-gallon tote. Takes up a lot of space. Cost of goods was extremely low, but it's very long tail, very nichey. In the future, I'm going to avoid stuff like this, but it is what it is. Next is a brand new, sealed, new in the package work gloves, extra small, called Thin Lizzy. Never heard of these in my life. Got these from a restore store. That's what I call it, a restore store. Cost of goods 10 cents. Woo! I only bought like 4 or 5 pair. They had 100 pair but I only bought 4 or 5. The reason is the size, extra small. If these were large or extra large, I would have bought them all 100 of them. I have these listed for $12.95, free first class shipping. I finally got a watcher, very hard to sell. Sent them an offer of $9 and they took it. Was not promoted at 2%, not part of a sales markdown, and no, I would not recommend buying this. I definitely won't, but like I said, if you can get large or extra large, John Deere work gloves, Milwaukee brand work gloves, whatever, super cheap. I mean, 10 cents cost of goods, that's like crazy. Even if it's 50 cents or 75 cents, even $1, I would buy them if they were the larger size. Sorry people with tiny hands, but these are extra small, is just very difficult to sell. Next is the Plasticville Model Train Yellow House. This is part of the diorama or the model setup for a model train. This was in rough condition. This is like a barn find. It is dirty, it is dusty, it is broken, it has glue residue on it. But hey, I don't care, it still sells. I sourced this at that antique toy auction. Maybe I'll put a thumbnail picture or a link down below. I went to this awesome in-person auction of a lifetime collection of vintage toy trains, model trains, buildings, model cars, board games, slot cars, just crazy. I did go live while I was there on Two Hip Chicks channel, so check out their lives. If you go to Two Hip Chicks on YouTube and you go to their landing page and go to videos, go to their live videos and go back, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and they were kind enough to let me go live on their daily broadcast, by the way, Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 1. You can check them out. There's more video of that than there is video that I took at the auction because I was so busy participating in the auction. But there is an auction video I made too, so check that out. Cost of goods is kind of hard to figure out, but it's about $1.87 because the auctioneer was bundling piles and piles of stuff at this auction, and I listed it for $14.95. This was part of a 15% markdown sale, and it sold for $12.71. Shipping was first class. I charged a flat $3 first class shipping. I have these really cool boxes. They're like 3 by 4 by 12. So these long, skinny, weird things, even action figures on the card are perfect for that size box. And it still goes first class, not that bad. Would I recommend buying it again? Probably if it was super cheap, but I tend to avoid anything that's a barn find. Condition is everything. If this was like in sweet condition, it would probably go for triple that amount of money. Next is Pennsylvania Turnpike salt and pepper shakers. Aren't these things the cutest thing you've ever seen? It's like a little tray with 2 little cars on it. I sourced this from a high bid auction, $3.75. I believe I won like a lot of 10 salt and pepper shakers, and they averaged out to $3.75 for each set. And that cost of goods is a tad high for my liking. I listed it for $19.95, and this sold part of a 20% off markdown sale for $15.96 with calculated first class shipping. Easily fits in a 6 by 4 by 4 box, a little bit of bubble wrap, you're good to go. Would I buy it again? Oh yeah, absolutely. Any salt and pepper shaker set that has a theme to it, like Pennsylvania Turnpike, John Deere, anything like that will eventually sell. Try to get the cost of goods down as low as you can. Next is the Craftsman socket. I got this at a flea market for $2. The secret to these is try to buy the biggest sockets that you can. 1/2 inch drive or larger, and the big honking sockets like 1 inch or bigger. Those are very expensive brand new, so the used ones sell really good. Sold for full asking price, $14.95, no best offers, no promoted listings, no sales markdown. Shipped as a flat $3 first class shipping and handling. Barely squeaked by, I think it was 14 ounces when I put it in a box with bubble wrap and all that. Definitely would buy again. If you can source them $1 to $2, that'd be perfect. I've gone as high as $3 if the socket is really big, and you'll make good money. Of course, again, condition is everything. You don't want a lot of rusting and pitting or a lot of wear and tear. Try to get the best condition ones you can. And I forgot to mention, Craftsman is made in the USA, or at least it was. So if you can source made in the USA sockets, that's what people tend to want. The ones made in Taiwan and China, there's billions of them out there, but the old made in America, like the SK, the Starrett, the Snap-on, of course, that's like granddaddy of all. Craftsman, people want those made in America sockets. All right, so here's a little educational piece. I'll be quick. If you didn't know what tobacco cards are, cigarette companies from like the late 1800s, especially the turn of the century, the 19-teens, 1920s, they would insert these little trade cards in the pack of cigarettes. Some people think they did that on purpose to stiffen the pack, because early packs of cigarettes were kind of flat. There'd be like 10 cigarettes and it'd be big and square, and this gave the package a little stiffness so you wouldn't accidentally crush the cigarettes inside. And they had all different themes: flowers, castles, movie stars, baseball players, you name it, magic tricks and illusions, all kinds of stuff. All the ones I personally have to sell were made in England, but I'm sure other countries made them too. And people would collect them, but they'd also throw them away. They didn't care. They would open up their pack of cigarettes, pull out this trade card with a rose on it or a turtle, give it to some little kid. The little kid would destroy it and they're gone. So very few of these still exist, and they're very collectible. Of course, again, I always preach this: condition is everything. The ones I have are minty fresh, sharp corners. They look good. If you find these out in the wild and they're dirty and stained and they got creases in them, I won't even source them. Collectors are very, very particular about the condition, whether it's a baseball card, a football card, or a tobacco card. They have to be in very, very good condition to be collectible. And I forgot to mention, these are small. They're only like 1 inch wide and 2.5 inches long. Some of them are a little bigger, but the ones I have are like 1 inch by 2.5. So it's about half the size of a baseball card. First one that I sold is Wills. I'm having a hard time pronouncing that because it's W-I-L-L-S apostrophe S. Well, in the United States, we don't put that extra S on the end, so it's really hard for me to pronounce. It's Wills. Cigarettes, tobacco cards, British castles. Self-explanatory. Full complete set of 25. Now these sets come in 25, 47, 50, 40, all different amounts. The back of the card will say 1 of 40, 2 of 40, 3 of 40. And luckily, almost all of the tobacco cards that I sourced were complete sets in mint fresh condition. I sourced these at the antique toy auction, what I was telling you about earlier with the train model building. You're going to hear me saying that a lot, but I'll just cut to the chase right now. I bid $60 and I won 4 3-ring binders full of tobacco cards, plus like 6 of these little mini albums. I was thrilled to pieces because I perused them and I looked at them and I could tell if you put them in a plastic top loader and a plastic sleeve and a 3-ring binder, if you're that meticulous, they got to be in good condition, and they were. When I got home, I was thrilled. I can't even remember if I told you or not. Cost of goods, $2.17 for this complete set. Can you believe that? $2.17 for the complete set. Boy, did I strike gold. Listed these for $39.95. They sold for $31.96, part of a 20% off markdown sale. Every once in a while, I'll run a sale for 5 or 6 days. 20% off, 15, 10, select items, the whole store, whatever, just to generate some excitement. And the other thing I do is when people buy from me, I send them a coupon, 20% off coupon, electronically or in a packing slip. And I have had return customers because of that. I did the old, free first class shipping, but hey, who cares? It was only 5 or 6 ounces. So when a diehard collector sees minty fresh, complete set, on sale, free first class shipping, boom, they sold. Would I buy it again? Absolutely, at that price. Unfortunately, it's going to be very difficult for you to find them like I did. Usually they're not a complete set. They're not in super good condition. People want like $2 a piece for them. But if you're lucky and you're at a flea market and an estate sale and you see a 3-ring binder and it's not labeled, always open it up and look inside. Don't ever assume it's a scrapbook or it's full of junk. You have no idea. Even if the beginning of the 3-ring binder is like worthless photographs from the 1980s, keep flipping because there might be tobacco cards in the back. You could get that whole binder for $1 if it's the last day of the estate sale. Next one again, Will's tobacco cards, wildflowers. Garden flowers, complete set of 50. Cost of goods again, $2.17. Source, same thing, antique toy auction. I'm going to stop saying the source and the cost of goods because you already know what that is. Listed it for $49.95, and again, 20% off markdown sale, sold for $39.96, free first class shipping. And of course, I would buy it again. Next is different, an album of sea fishes, John Player and Sons, different brand of cigarettes. This again, cost of goods same, source is the same. Sold for $19.95, not a markdown sale, not a promoted listing, free first class shipping, would buy it again. Next, Will's cigarettes, flowering trees and shrubs. That's a mouthful. Full set of 50, sold for $39.95, not promoted, no markdown sale, free first class shipping, would buy it again. My last vintage Uncle Sam flag holder, and this was not as hot as the other ones. If you didn't see the previous videos, I have 3 of these Uncle Sam flag holders. 48 star flag, mounts to a radiator cap on an old car from the 20s, 30s, 40s. I auctioned one at $227. The second one I sold as a second chance offer of $225. This one, I guess the market's a little cool on it, or I got lucky before. This didn't sell for as much as I was hoping. Sold for $59.95, but hey, my cost of goods was like less than $1, so I'm not going to complain. Shipped for $3, flat rate, first class shipping. Went in those fancy boxes. Actually, I think it was a bigger box. 3 by 5 by 14 maybe. These are kind of flimsy. They're like fiberboard from like the 1930s. They're not strong at all, so I put a mile of bubble wrap around it. Came right out of the original box, so it's almost brand new condition. Pretty rare, pretty bizarre. I didn't know these even existed. You have to watch the previous video when you see the Uncle Sam thumbnail. Did really good on these. I would definitely source these again. Don't buy the dollar store ones or the cheap knockoffs made in China, modern stuff. If you can find vintage old ones like this, and I'll be honest, if I saw this in a thrift store or flea market, I would have just kept on walking. I had no idea these were valuable. Next item is my biggest dud in the history of Midwest Picker reselling. What's that, Enoch? Enoch said, thanks for your honesty. Of course I'm honest. Whole house water filter. Now look at this picture. You can see the orange background. I listed this on my eBay store over 4 years ago, and I know that because I used construction paper before I had a light box, and I would put colored construction paper on my dinner table, orange, baby blue, yellow, whatever, and then set the item on the paper and take a picture so I would have like a generic background, I guess. These things are horrible. I sourced these from a restore. Cost of goods, I don't even know, $5, $6, $7. I have no idea. This is when I was kind of getting back into reselling again after taking some years off, taking like 10 years off. I would not recommend buying these. Now, if you are sourcing like the pure water filter or the Brita water filter, those are fantastic sellers. This is some weird off-brand whole house filter. Don't recommend. This started out as $19.95, and over the years I kept reducing the price, got it down to about $13.95. So after 4+ years of it being on eBay, I finally had a watcher. Sent him an offer of $7 because I wanted it gone. I think I charged $3 first class shipping, put it in a poly mailer, and that sucker's out of here. Again, I've already said it, I don't recommend it. Last item is this fairly rare 1934 World's Fair brochure for a Jinx Derby. It's only 8 pages and it's got water damage. But anything World's Fair, if it's really old, is very collectible. This came from the toy auction. Cost of goods, you know, less than $1. Listed it for $19.95, and then I did a 15% markdown sale. It was marked down to $16.96, and then I got an offer for $13 plus first class shipping on top, and I figured, you know what, my cost of goods is like, I don't know, 70 cents. So I took the offer. I probably could have waited and not taken the offer, but I figured, what the heck, I just sold it. Because it did have water damage, and yeah, you know, it's very niche-y as far as collectors and who wants it. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. If I could get it like for pennies, for sure I would buy again. So that's the video, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked Joey's input, which was 0. Enoch says, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out if you haven't already. Thank you very much for the comments. Thank you for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, see ya.